Good morning, students. Today we will learn about the theory of electrolytic dissociation. What is dissociation? Dissociation means separation of ions which are already present in an ionic compound. Ionic compound. What is the example of ionic compound? One of the example is sodium chloride. That it contains the positive as well as the negative ions. So, according to Arrhenius, in 1887, he gave an ionic theory. According to him, an electrolyte on dissolving in water dissociates into free movable ions, that is, cations. Cations are the positive ions and anions, which are negative ions, and allows the flow of electric current through it. For example, if solid NaCl is mixed with water, it will be dissociates into ions, that is Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. These Na plus ions are called as cations and Cl minus ions are called as anions. So, cations are the positive charged ions and anions are the negative charged ions, and these positive and negative charges allow the flow of electric current through it. And all ions carry an electric charge, as if we said that cations carry positive charge and anions carry negative charge, and that's why they are responsible for the flow of current through the solution. The conductivity of the electrolyte depends upon the concentration of the ions in the solution. That means if more number of ions we get, then the conductivity of the electrolyte is high. If it is having the less number of ions, then the conductivity of the electrolyte is less. The number of positive charges and the number of negative charges in the solution are always equal, and thus the solution is in electrolytic equilibrium. And the equilibrium is also established between ionized molecules and the ions produced. Okay, the number of positive charges and negative charges will be equal, and the number of unionized molecules will be equal to the number of ions produced also. And in an non-electrolyte, in the non-electrolytes, therefore only molecules are present. In electrolytes, only ions are present. If those are strong electrolytes, only ions. If those are weak electrolytes, it contains molecules as well as ions. The degree of dissociation is the extent to which an electrolyte dissociates or breaks up into ions. So, if it is getting more number of ions, then the degree of dissociation is high. If it is getting less number of ions, then we can say that the degree of dissociation is low. Okay, so that we have completed the electrolytic dissociation. Now, we will go through modern theory of ionization. Okay, so electrolytes may be purely ionic, such as sodium chloride, potassium chloride, etc., or covalent compounds having polar character, such as hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, etc. Polar covalent compounds means it is a covalent compound in which the bond will be completely moved towards the negative particle, negative atom, so that it will be getting partial positive and partial negative charge. And these ionic substances consist of ions, but those are tightly held by strong forces of attraction, electrostatic forces of attraction. And when these substances dissolve in water only, the attraction will be decreased and the ions start moving freely. Okay, and in this solution, the ions are surrounded by solvent molecules. For example, if water is used as a solvent, the ions are called as hydrated ions. Polar covalent molecules like hydrogen chloride form ions in solution, And this formation of ions in solution is due to the attractive forces between the ends of the polar substances and the oppositely charged ends of the water molecule. See here the example, hydrogen chloride and water. And here the bond will be broken like this, or it will be moved like this between hydrogen chloride and water, so that the chlorine molecule from the hydrogen chloride will be attracted towards the positive hydrogen atom in the water, and OH molecule of water will be attracted towards the hydrogen of the HCl. So like this, here the bond will be present between hydrogen and hydroxide and hydrogen and chlorine. Okay. Then a strong electrolyte ionizes almost completely even at moderate concentration. If it is moderate concentrated also, this electrolyte completely ionizes. It will be forming as positive and negative charges. As the concentration is diluted, if we add more water, the inter-ionic forces holding the ions decrease, and thus the degree of ionization increase. That means if we are adding water, the ionic forces will be decreased. It will form more number of ions. That means we can say that the degree of ionization increased. Due to increased number of ions, the electrical conductivity also increases. These are the differences between electrolytic dissociation and modern theory of ionization. Okay children, thank you.